Hey, welcome everybody. I hope you guys are having a very wonderful time. It's your girl, Coach E. I am filming live and direct from Maryland. It is exactly 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are watching me from anywhere, hey, make sure you say hola at me in those comment section. All right, guys, today's topic is very precise, very precise. And I think I've talked about this in the past, but then I keep getting these questions, they keep coming in, and I want to do differently is just take those frequently asked questions. It's a lot of them, but then I want to streamline it to the one that I think is most beneficial to you. All right, especially how it is related to what we do in this industry. All right, in this diagnostic business industry. So I'm gonna be looking down into my other phone just so I can read out those questions. And again, it's gonna appear on your screen. So it's simply all about CLIA. But before I proceed, I want to quickly give you guys the breakdown because it's people, sometimes we use those words every day. CLIA, what is CLIA? What is CLIA, right? CLIA is simply the certificate. I'm not gonna define it. I'm not gonna read it back. I'm gonna just explain it in my own way, in my own terms, and the way that I understood it, right? So that you all can relate to what I'm talking about. CLIA is an application that we have to submit to CMS, Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services. Once we form it's the form, the name of the form is CMS 116 form. It's a 10-page form, and that's the same form that a high complexity lab will fill out, a moderate complexity lab will fill out, and a waiver lab. For the purposes of this video and the purposes of this business, we are strictly dealing with waiver. Waiver means very, very risky, less risky, low risk, no risk, as compared to high risk, high moderate, high complexity labs such as Quest, all those big labs, or moderate labs, the ones that when you take your specimen, you send off your specimens to them, they then deal with it. Whatever happens from there, it's their business. But you are more like a waivered lab. So for example, you can do a manufacturer test. Any test that you do right away and you give the results is called waiver. It is considered a waiver test and a manufacturer test. Very low risk. Most likely there's not going to be an inspection. CMS would not come out to you. That is, Medicare would not come out to you to investigate or inspect your agency. But the moment you're an high complexity lab, and let that be your goal. Let that be your goal for 2024. Always aim for bigger projects, bigger things, right? If you have been doing waiver for a year, try to move to the next level. The next level means next level of your money, the type of revenue that you make. But that's just by the way. Let's quickly go back to the topic of today, and that is for me to simplify what CLIA is, how you can incorporate that into your business, and even determine, do you even need CLIA at all? Because people, when they walk into this industry, they see everybody talk about CLIA, I need my CLIA lab, CLIA this, and that might not be applicable to you. So people wants to know, do they actually need CLIA for the things that we do? And I am going to provide all of those answers and the clarity into those questions today. All right, so let me go into my phone. Like I said, I want to take those questions, and again, it's gonna appear on your screen. And again, if you have further questions, if you still feel like you need clarity on what I said, go ahead and drop those in my comment section, and I am gonna definitely provide clarity. Remember, you can reach out to me. My number is 301-883-1047. I would definitely look forward to those questions. So without further ado, the first question that is very critical, because I am prone to talking too much, so let me take the most critical, very important one from here. Okay, actually all of them are actually I streamline, like I said, I shortlist them. It's a lot of them, but these are 4 very important ones. So the number 1 is, we only draw blood sample that are sent to lab for testing. Do we need a CLIA certificate? That is very important, because you know why people are confused? We collect those specimens. You draw those blood, right? So you're wondering, do you still need CLIA? The moment you're drawing blood, if you are not a moderate or an high complexity lab, you don't need CLIA because you are only collecting, you are only drawing that blood. That's about what you did with that sample, right? With that specimen. So if you are drawing blood, if you're going from places to places, if you're only a mobile phlebotomist, or if you're a phlebotomist, they came to you, you drew that blood, and you're going to send off that specimen to a lab, you don't need CLIA because you're not the one giving results. You're not the one testing that sample. You are only responsible that you drew the blood. That's all. So the quickest answer to your question is no, you don't need CLIA. And like I said, drop those questions, let them come in. I want to answer all of those questions. Let's just make this video that's once and for all clarity. So again, like I said, I'm welcoming all of those questions. Drop them in the comment section and I'll provide answers. Like, I'm very on top of all my games. Like, if I see those questions, even in the middle of the night, I answer all of them. So like I said, and the answer is no, because you're not the performing lab. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit. Now, the other one that is very important that I received is, do I need to have a CLIA certificate to send clinical samples to other states for testing? You might be in partnership with states in another state, and I encourage that. Listen, guys, don't be afraid to collaborate with somebody. When you see that you guys are in the same business, it is always good. It allows expansion of services. So if you're looking to deal with other states, or like, I've seen a lot of clients, some of my clients, they actually are travel nurses and they happen to be in this state and the other state. So if you happen to have such connections, if you're in New York and you're in PA, or you're in Alabama and you're in the other state, and you're able to, and you have those kind of flexibility to be in 2 or 3 multiple states at the same time, you don't need CLIA. The answer is no, you do not need CLIA to what? To collect sample. Okay, you don't need CLIA to collect sample, because the lab that you're dealing with, right? The lab that you're dealing with that is in another state must be in good standing. It's only the lab needs to make sure they have all of their things in place. As far as you don't need. Here is the one that I think you will love the most, that you probably are waiting for the answer. Do I need a CLIA to perform pre-employment screening? Let me drop this. Let me break this down some. This is my expertise. This is my domain. I really, I'm not a phlebotomist. I draw blood. I have taken the course now. I know how to draw blood. But my forte is into drug testing. We offer phlebotomists, we draw blood, we do all of those. But my forte, like I said, is in drug testing. Here is the answer. If you're doing drug testing, even though you're collecting that specimen, you don't need CLIA. You don't need the CLIA certification, because all that you're doing with that specimen, with that urine specimen, or with that oral swab, or with that hair specimen, is for pre-employment, only for employment purposes. But there is a condition. The moment you are using that same specimen to solve an health issue for that client, then you need CLIA. I'm going to repeat that so that you can understand where I'm coming from. If you're only doing drug testing for pre-employment to tell the employer that, hey, this guy passed their marijuana test, they passed all the 5 panel tests that you're conducted, or whatever panel you're conducting, right? You don't need CLIA, because it's only for pre-employment purposes. There is nothing clinical related to that. But the moment that specimen is going to be used for clinical purposes to diagnose them, then you're beginning to conduct urinalysis, you're beginning to then say, oh, this person has diabetes or whatever, please make sure you obtain your CLIA specimen, your CLIA license. And my final frequently asked question is a phlebotomist, if a phlebotomist required to have a CLIA certificate and license? My answer is no. So if you're double guessing and you're checking yourself, hey, do I need this? Do I need that? Like I said, I'm an expert. I do all of these things in this. I make research. I'm in this business. This is what I do day and night. So should you have questions or need clarity on any of these things, please let me know. So phlebotomist, you do not need CLIA certificate, because you're a phlebotomist. You're only drawing blood. So you don't need. So most of the time, you don't need CLIA. Now, let me break it down. When you need CLIA certificate, the time that you need CLIA is if you're doing testing such as COVID, right? Because you're going to obtain that nasal swab, and you're going to say, yes, you're COVID positive, or you're negative for COVID. You need CLIA because you're then taking that specimen and you're diagnosing. you're saying that person has that diseases. If you're taking a urine specimen for pregnancy test and you're saying yes, you're pregnant or no, you're pregnant, you need CLIA. The moment you take a specimen, human body specimen, and you tell them that they are either yes or no, positive or negative, you need a CLIA. That's when you need CLIA. But when you're drawing blood, you're sending it out, you're any some sort of specimen, and you're sending it off to the lab in your state or in another state, you don't need CLIA. But if you're obtaining the specimen and you are diagnosing, you're saying, oh, your sugar level is high, oh, your this is high, even for drug testing, remember you're gonna say, because you could do rapid testing, you can say, oh, you are positive for marijuana. That's only the exclusion. For drug testing, no, you don't need it because it's only for pre-employment. But the moment you're using that specimen for drug testing and you're changing it to something else, you're going into more clinical, then you need CLIA, right? But for the other things, you don't need CLIA. But for the ones that you're going to diagnose, you need CLIA. I hope this video has been very helpful. Give it a shot, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe because I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna continue to drop all of these beautiful tips. I love you and I hope to see you guys all soon. Bye. It's your girl, Coach E.